Today, I'm going to talk about gaming mice. And wait, this is not a sponsored video. So if you're really planning to buy a gaming mouse in 2026, make sure you watch this video until the end, because I've covered almost everything you need to know before buying one, including sensor accuracy, weight, grip comfort, wireless performance, battery life, and of course, the price. And trust me, your next few minutes won't be wasted. Starting off at number 5 is the Corsair Sabre V2 Pro, and this mouse is built for one type of gamer: people who care about pure speed. Because let's be honest, in competitive FPS games, a heavy mouse can feel like a disadvantage. That's where the Sabre V2 Pro really stands out. This thing weighs just 36 grams, and honestly, that is insanely light. The moment you move it, you immediately feel how effortless it is. Fast flick shots feel easier, large swipes feel smoother, and rapid tracking just feels more natural. If you play games like Valorant, Counter-Strike 2, or Apex Legends, that lightweight design can make a real difference. But Corsair didn't just focus on weight. Performance here is seriously impressive. You're getting 8,000 Hz hyperpolling, which means input updates happen much faster than standard gaming mice. And when every millisecond matters, that extra responsiveness is something competitive players will appreciate. The Marksman S optical sensor is another big highlight. With up to 33,000 DPI, 750 IPS tracking speed, and 50G acceleration, this mouse can keep up with extremely fast movements without losing accuracy. I also like the switches here. Corsair used custom-tuned tactile mechanical switches rated for 100 million clicks, so you get satisfying click feedback while still getting long-term durability. Battery life is solid. You can get up to 70 hours of wireless gaming, which is more than enough for most players. And if needed, you can also use it in wired USB-C mode. Now, the honest downside, this mouse is clearly built with FPS players in mind. So if you prefer a heavier mouse with lots of side buttons for MMO or productivity use, this may feel too minimal, and the shape tends to work better for smaller hands than larger hand sizes. But at around $79, if you want an ultra-light competitive gaming mouse with high speed and top-tier sensor performance, the Corsair Sabre V2 Pro is easily one of the best value picks on this list. And for the best deals and exclusive coupon codes like Temu, Hostinger, and AliExpress, visit our website, couponoffer.net. Coming in at number 4 is the ASUS ROG Spatha X, and this mouse is very different from the lightweight FPS mice we just talked about. If you play MMO or MOBA games, that can make a huge difference. This mouse gives you tools that lightweight FPS mice simply don't. The first big highlight here is the button layout. You get 12 programmable buttons, including 6 side buttons positioned specifically for quick thumb access. And once you set up your macros, abilities, spells, weapon swaps, or shortcuts become much easier to trigger without taking your fingers off movement controls. That's a huge advantage in MMO and MOBA gaming. Now, performance is still very solid too. You're getting a 19,000 DPI optical sensor, up to 400 IPS tracking speed, and a 1,000 Hz polling rate, which gives you smooth and accurate tracking. No, this isn't the ultra-high 8,000 Hz speed monster we saw earlier, but for MMO and general gaming, this is more than enough. I also really like the flexibility here. You can use it in low latency 2.4 GHz wireless mode or switch to USB-C wired mode whenever you want. And ASUS includes a magnetic charging dock, which honestly makes the whole setup feel much more premium. Battery life is also strong. You can get up to 67 hours of use, and a quick 15-minute charge gives you around 12 hours of gameplay, which is super convenient. One of my favorite features here is the hot swappable switches. That means if you want a different click feel, or a switch eventually wears out, you can replace it instead of replacing the whole mouse. And the RGB lighting gives it that classic premium ROG gaming look. Now, the honest downside, this mouse is heavy. At 168 grams, it feels much heavier than modern FPS gaming mice. But at around $126, if you want one of the best gaming mice for MMO, MOBA, macro-heavy games, and larger hands, the ASUS ROG Spatha X is still an excellent choice. At number 3, I picked the Razer Basilisk V3 Pro, and honestly, this mouse is for gamers who want one mouse that can do almost everything. The first thing you notice is the shape. This mouse has a very comfortable ergonomic design with a textured thumb rest, and honestly, it feels great during long gaming sessions. It's one of those mice that just naturally fits your hand. And that comfort matters more than people realize when you're gaming for hours. Now, performance here is seriously top tier. Razer packed this mouse with its Focus Pro 35K Gen 2 optical sensor, which is one of the best sensors available right now. You get up to 35,000 DPI, 750 IPS tracking speed, and extremely precise tracking on a wide range of surfaces, even glass in some situations. And if you want ultra low latency, this mouse can also support up to 8,000 Hz polling rate with Razer's optional accessories. That makes it incredibly responsive for competitive gaming. But what really makes this mouse different is customization. You get 13 customizable controls, including Razer's famous multi-function trigger, which is incredibly useful for push-to-talk, weapon swaps, ping commands, macros, or productivity shortcuts. Another feature I really like is the Hyper Scroll tilt wheel. You can use it in tactile mode for precise scrolling, or switch to free spin mode for super fast scrolling. Battery life is also excellent. You can get up to 140 hours on hyperspeed wireless, which is honestly impressive for a premium wireless gaming mouse. And you also get Bluetooth mode or USB-C wired mode, so connectivity flexibility is great. Then of course, there's Razer's 13-zone chroma RGB lighting with full underglow, which makes this mouse look amazing on a gaming desk. Now, the honest downside, at 112 grams, this is definitely heavier than lightweight FPS mice. So if you only care about ultralight competitive shooter performance, there are better options higher on this list. And at $159, it's definitely not cheap. But if you want one of the best all-around gaming mice for FPS, MMO, productivity, customization, and premium features, the Razer Basilisk V3 Pro is seriously hard to beat. Taking the number 2 spot on my list is the Logitech G502X Plus. And honestly, this is one of those gaming mice that almost every gamer has heard of for a reason. The first thing I like here is the click feel. Logitech added its new Lightforce hybrid optical mechanical switches, and honestly, they feel great. You get the speed and reliability of optical switches, but still keep that crisp mechanical click feel. That makes every click feel fast and satisfying during gaming. Performance is also top tier. You're getting Logitech's famous Hero 25K sensor, which delivers extremely accurate tracking with up to 25,600 DPI. And because Logitech's sensor tuning is so good, tracking feels incredibly consistent. And for wireless performance, this uses Logitech's Lightspeed wireless technology, which is seriously fast and very reliable. Logitech says it delivers even faster response than the previous generation, and honestly, it feels almost like using a wired mouse. Battery life is another huge win. You can get up to 130 hours of use, and if you already use Logitech's PowerPlay charging system, this mouse can stay charged while you game. Now, one of the best things about the G502X Plus is its versatility. You get 13 programmable controls, including Logitech's redesigned DPI shift button, which can even be removed or repositioned depending on your grip style. That makes this mouse great not just for gaming, but also for productivity work. Then of course, there's the LightSync RGB lighting, with customizable 8-zone illumination that reacts dynamically during gameplay. And honestly, it looks fantastic on a gaming setup. Now, the honest downside, at 106 grams, this is definitely not an ultra-light FPS mouse. So if you only care about competitive shooter performance, my number 1 pick feels faster. But at around $134, if you want one of the best all-around gaming mice for FPS, RPG, MMO, productivity, and long-term everyday use, the Logitech G502X Plus is still one of the best premium picks you can buy. And at number 1 on my list is the Razer DeathAdder V4 Pro. And honestly, this mouse feels like Razer took one of the most iconic gaming mice ever made and rebuilt it specifically for competitive players. Because throughout this list, we talked about mice that are great for all-around gaming, mice with extra buttons, RGB features, and productivity-friendly designs. But if your goal is simple, pure, competitive gaming performance, this is the one that stands above everything else. The first thing you notice is the weight. This mouse weighs just 56 grams, and trust me, that makes a huge difference. Fast flick shots feel effortless, tracking feels tighter, and long gaming sessions feel far less tiring. But even with the ultralight design, Razer still kept that famous DeathAdder ergonomic shape gamers love. Now, performance here is honestly ridiculous. Razer packed this mouse with its new Focus Pro 45K Gen 2 sensor. You get up to 45,000 DPI, 900 IPS tracking speed, and 85G acceleration. So even extremely fast swipes stay accurate without losing tracking. Then there's the wireless performance. Razer's Hyperspeed Wireless Gen 2 is seriously impressive. It supports a true 8,000 Hz polling rate in both wired and wireless modes, which makes this mouse feel insanely responsive during competitive games. Razer also introduced its first optical scroll wheel for esports mice, which gives you better durability and more consistent scrolling. And the Gen 4 optical switches feel crisp, responsive, and are rated for over 100 million clicks. Battery life is also fantastic. You can get up to 150 hours of gaming at 1000 Hz, which is honestly incredible for a mouse this fast. And because this is built for esports, Razer kept things simple. No unnecessary bulk, no extra gimmicks, just raw speed and performance. Now, the honest downside, you only get 6 programmable buttons, so MMO or macro-heavy gamers may prefer something like the G502X Plus or Basilisk V3 Pro. At around $169, it's definitely premium, but if you want one of the best gaming mice for FPS, esports, ultralight performance, and top-tier wireless speed, the Razer DeathAdder V4 Pro absolutely deserves the #1 spot. Now tell me in the comments, which gaming mouse would you choose for your setup? I'll reply to your comment. And hey, I put a lot of effort into this video to help you pick the right gaming mouse. So if it helped you even a little, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. It really motivates me to create more helpful content for you. All the Amazon links with the latest pricing are in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.